Hello guys, today this is Seer Incinerator right here, and today I have to tell you a story which just happened a few times ago in the Seer Incinerator universe, but caution, this story contains some content which is not appropriate for everyone's ear. At one time there lived a boy who basically wanted to live a normal human life as a human being. He had indeed some kind of superpower, but after the first excitement it didn't bother him anymore. He was too focused on building up his life. Everything could be good as intended, but there was a big flaw in it. Demons showed up in his life and began to surround him with lies they told not only to him, but also to the people around him. He got confused, not knowing what was going on, and all from the sudden, many people he called his friends stood against him. What makes the situation even worse was that those people believed the lies of the demons and treated them as truth. This made these people turn against the boy and caused him countless losses. Some losses were done by himself because he executed options, and sometimes fraudulent options because he saw no other way out from the misery he was stuck in at this time. The worst part of the misery was from what came after. There was a big emptiness when all this was over. What means to him that he couldn't live his life, and it took him a while to figure out what was happened. What was going on, what those demons did to him. Realizing what happened caused a lot of sadness and anger. Seeing all the invented lies which put dirt on his existence made him fill it with infuriating wrath. Not only he felt the fraud caused by those demons, but he also saw the damage they did to his life, which he desired to live normal. He got deceived, fooled, betrayed, and abused by this demonic doing, and the feeling of being exploited made the situation more even worse. Driven by rage, he used his superpower to store as much energy as possible for what he was intended to do next. After he could not store more energy inside of him anymore, he left the mortal world to make a personal visit in hell. Before he decided to do so, he took a giant sword with him. This sword was a gift from a middle-aged lord as a reward for his trustworthy service. As soon as he reached hell, after surpassing the entry to this location, there was a big surprise, but not from his side. The first demons he met were slaughtered by him with ease. Then more demons showed to defeat the intruder, but it was too late. The boy massacred and beat up every demon in sight. He hunted them, fueled with his rage, and even so-called demonic kings were not able to withstand his force and got heavily injured. It was a mess of unimaginable suffer, pain and torture in hell, more than ever. If a mighty nuke of 50 megatons would have been exploded there, it wouldn't have been such a difference. Even every bigger demon had to face his sword by getting impaled from it. After a while of fighting through countless lines of demons, he came to what he describes as the Hellish Palace, a building which looked like it was made from burning coal. There he met who he desired to kill the most, the devil. He was the only one in the throne room. Even he could not withstand the strength of the boy, who was still enraged. The boy slaughtered, impaled, beat up, ripped apart the devil as much as he could before he finally calmed. The entire throne room was polluted with internals, blood, and body parts of the devil. Even his horns, brain, and wings were severed by the pure outburst of rage from the boy. The boy left the mess by convincing himself that it was enough for today. He walked away along countless injured and slaughtered demons in the direction of the exit of hell. But then, all from the sudden, he stops his walk. Between the growling noise of hell and the whining of the defeated demons, he could hear something else. A little girl's crying. He turned his head to the left where he could see a pit. Inside of this pit there was a young woman, only a little bit younger than him. She was astonishingly beautiful, even in the ambient of hell. A short look at her revealed that she was stabbed multiple times. These wounds were not done by humans, but by demons. She was chained to several walls, which made her incapable of changing her position. Wondering about how a such beautiful woman could end up right here, he began speaking to her. "Why are you here?" he asked. "I used my beauty to make boys to do whatever I want," she replied without hesitation. "They even put harm on other men which were annoying or nasty to me. I even told lies about other boys I wanted to get rid of without caring if I would break their hearts." He began to realize why this woman ended up here. "Did you use your beauty for something else?" he asked the girl again. "Yes, I could do whatever I want. I seduced men to be invited on every party to have fun. They solved problems for me and gave me everything just to see my beauty, especially my beautiful body. But at one night I was present on another party with a drinking game at the end. At this drinking contest they wanted to see me drinking, which made me drunk very quickly. You don't have to tell me what substance was inside of the bottles you used to drink from." "What happened next?" he continued to question, driven by the intention to win the drinking contest. "I drank more than usual on the party. I could barely stand on my legs and felt all out of a sudden incredible heavy. The last thing I remembered during passing out was a terrible feeling on my throat and a very spicy taste in my mouth. Then it got unusually difficult for me to breathe, and people around me began to scream out in pure terror." These last words gave him enough information to understand the entire background story. After a short consideration of why the girl deserved to end up at a place like this, he had an idea. "Listen, I have an offer for you. I will free you from your chains and take you with me back into the world of the mortal being. But before I do so, you have to give me an unrepairable promise to me. You will never use your beauty again to make male human to do what you want. If you break this promise, you will return to this place immediately. Your beauty belongs to me after I decided to free you." She gave the promise and swore never to break it. After the boy used his sword and the rest of his rage to break the chains tightened to her, her chains began to disappear. At this moment she stopped crying as she was carried by the boy. He rose up and left hell, taking her with him. It took him a while to reach the world of the mortal beings, because they had to pass through 2 dark levels of never-ending darkness. They arrived right at the location where the journey of the boy to hell started. She took a breath at the nature, and the nature-given life force returned back to her body, a thing she never experienced before. She and he stood together, watching the sun rising. This is the Incinerator. Bye.